Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And in this one, I wanted to discuss some cold, hard facts about Call of Duty versus Battlefield 2042. And a lot of Call of Duty players out there are very hyped for the next Battlefield game. There's a lot of us COD players that are also equally, if not slightly less, or maybe even slightly more Battlefield fans. And we have a multitude of reasons to be excited for the game, which is very, very understandable, especially in terms of the direction they're heading. And the fact that the Battlefield players themselves are actually the ones that are taking priority, because it is a Battlefield game. So Halo's taking a similar approach. You know, it's not like they're abandoning their fan base in favor of Fortnite players or Warzone players or something like that, right? Battlefield is its own flavor. Call of Duty, traditional Call of Duty in terms of 6v6 multiplayer, is its own flavor. And that is basically how the cookie crumbles. That is the fact. And one thing I want to say to everybody that is, some of you guys are content creators, some of you guys are not. I just want to say that do not be surprised if Battlefield 2042, even though you may be happy with it, do not be surprised if you don't permanently switch over or if it doesn't hold you long enough. Because again, going back to what I was originally saying, Battlefield is Battlefield, and therefore it's going to play like the way Battlefield plays. Call of Duty has a very type of specific play style to it. There are other games out there that pretty much that kind of do it, but at the same time, it seems like there's something missing. And granted, even from Call of Duty itself, one of the problems that the fan base is having with our franchise is the fact that there's something missing, and we know what that something is. And one of the things that's missing is that the 6v6 multiplayer guys are no longer top priority anymore, thanks to Warzone and the amount of success and money that it has brought in. So those are the cold hard facts. But I am happy to see that other guys out there, like the Battlefield creators and the Halo Infinite creators, basically, like when Halo Infinite was asked about a BR in their game, they basically responded with, and I'm paraphrasing here, the only BR that we're interested in is the battle rifle. That to me is a perfect response. And the Halo players are very, they very much deserve a new game coming, and they've been waiting for it for a while. And 343 has shown through the Master Chief Collection and everything else just how much they appreciate and how much they want to cater to the Halo fan base, the players that put them there in the first place. And that's why this is kind of a difficult commentary to make, because a lot of people out there that are part of the Call of Duty community, or originally Call of Duty community, whether they're a content creator or not, they are super excited about Battlefield 2042, and I'm excited for them. I'm even excited for the game, even though I know deep down in my core, I know that is not going to be my main game. I'm either going to be grinding COD in terms of the first-person shooter experience. I'm obviously going to be playing Far Cry 6 and a few of the other first-person shooters that are going to come out. But in terms of my main multiplayer experience, non-casual experience, it's going to be either Halo Infinite or Call of Duty again. And the thing is, it's one of the reasons why Call of Duty just keeps on coming back to me is because of I get my fix that way. The way it plays, the speed, the way you customize classes, perks, and stuff like that. It's gotten to the point right now with Black Ops Cold War, and I'm not even kidding here. It's gotten to the point because the game plays so much better on the newer consoles now, because they've obviously been optimized for that. And granted, it's become more enjoyable despite the fact that it's a sweat fest and free for all. I also like 3v3 face off. The 6v6 is too chaotic. But once I started realizing that the game actually plays reasonably well, and the fact that my bullets are connecting the way they should for the most part, and the reason I say for the most part is because with Call of Duty, it's always been for the most part, the bullets sometimes do funny things, right? Whether it's because of skill-based matchmaking or EOMM, or just the inconsistency of connections at times, which Treyarch is probably the biggest violator out of the bunch. Stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty much a 10-year veteran of Call of Duty at this point, so I know what I'm talking about. So, but the thing is, overall though, don't be surprised if you end up wanting to scratch that itch again, and Battlefield 2042 is just not doing it for you, or any other game that you may even think about switching to. The age-old question is, if we are not liking the direction that Call of Duty is heading in, why do we keep on playing it? And this is the answer why. Because we need that itch scratched regardless of whatever happens, right? It's the Call of Duty itch, as I like to call it. I can't really explain it any better than that. You have to be a long time, or for a certain period of time, you have to be playing Call of Duty multiplayer for a while to understand what I'm talking about. And the longer you've played, especially for those of you guys that are a lot like me, that have been playing years before all this bullshit and change has been implemented, that actually worked your way to get better as opposed to being held by the hand, you know what I'm talking about, and you know how that feels, And me, I actually enjoy the competitive free for all in Black Ops Cold War, especially now that I can actually play on an even playing field as everybody else, because other companies may do this better, but their cross-platform cross-play here in Cold War is absolutely ridiculous. Again, I don't have the game on PlayStation, and I'm sure PlayStation gets priority, but I can tell you on Xbox Series X compared to Xbox One, with my personal experience, it is like night and day. I'm telling you, the game is supposed to run at 60 on previous gen consoles, and I guarantee you, even though my settings may say 60, I guarantee you that ain't no freaking 60 that I'm seeing on my screen when my character moves, and I'm getting all sorts of shit going on that's not supposed to be happening. I know what a smooth 60 frames per second is supposed to look like, and I know this because in World War II, or in Black Ops 4, for instance, the other two Call of Duty games that I played recently before this one, before getting my new console, it runs very smoothly on 60, okay? So, and Black Ops Cold War does not do that. It tears all over the place whenever your character moves. There's delays in the hit detection, what happens on your screen and stuff like that. It's pretty ridiculous. And now I'm not saying that that's going to happen in other games. I think it's more of a developer thing, I think, in terms of how the cross-gen crossplay is going to play for Battlefield 2042 or Halo Infinite, if Halo Infinite is even going to do that, which we'll see, I guess. But the thing is, with my personal experience with Call of Duty, this Call of Duty specifically, you are at a big disadvantage for playing on past-gen consoles. But with Modern Warfare, I don't think that's as much of a big deal. Modern Warfare, again, Infinity Ward, say what you want about Infinity Ward, they always make games that were better in terms of optimization. And you know what? Another thing that's really cool is that in back in the past, when Call of Duty Ghosts came out, they also had to work on so many different versions of the game, especially with the new gen consoles, except the consoles were limited to 60 frames per second then. I guess I'm not making excuses for them, but the thing is the game ran both well on Xbox One and Xbox 360, and I spend the majority of my time, if not all my time, playing that game on Xbox 360. And I came back later and I played on Xbox One, like just to go back just for shits and giggles. But they played very well on both ends, and I can't say the same for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So it might be a Treyarch thing, it might be the pandemic thing. I don't know, but you guys understand what I'm saying. And for those of you guys that have both past gen and new gen consoles, you could probably tell the difference with this game. I know I did. And let me know what your experience was. Especially if you're on the Xbox, because again, PlayStation takes priority. So if they're going to optimize it for any past gen console more than anything else, it's going to be Sony because of their contract. So you know how it is. Back in the past, when they were contracted with Xbox, the game always played better on Xbox than it did on PlayStation. At least that's what I've been told from other people back then. So that is what I wanted to talk about in this one. I've also, it's such a big difference. It really is such a big difference when you just don't care about the things you used to care about anymore, and you just, here I've been watching the pros lately. Like right now, one pro that I'm really impressed with is Dashy. They say he's going to be the next Scump or whatnot. I mean, he's pretty much already there, in my opinion. From a skill perspective, I think he's better. His aim is absolutely great. He just doesn't have the experience that Scump has, which only years of experience can provide. But at the same time, the kid is absolutely talented. I'm very impressed with how well he aims, how well he snaps onto aim and all that kind of stuff. Very impressive. And the thing is that the way I look at it is these pros get their asses handed to them by competition every day. They don't have the perfect KDs or whatnot, but they make cool shit happen. And the thing is, look, if these guys are, competing at that level, it's like, why should I even care if skill-based matchmaking gets it to a point to where it thinks I'm one of the top 5 or top 2% of the players that play free-for-all or something like that, and gives me the sweatiest players. Number one, I think of that as a compliment. Number two, it's only going to make me better. And I might as well just put my money where my mouth is when I talk about who gives a shit about KD, really. I mean, back in the day, before skill-based matchmaking was implemented to this degree, I mean, granted, it was ping first. Sometimes you get good players, sometimes you get mediocre players or bad players, or a little bit of all three. But the thing is, it's gotten to a point with me personally. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but playing against scrubs in free-for-all, like nonstop, and winning game after game after game after game, I can't speak for everybody, but for me personally, it's almost gotten to the point to where that shit is just downright boring. Now, it's gotten to the point to where easy lobbies, like, I don't enjoy them that much anymore. I actually kind of like the fact that competition, granted the game likes to fuck with me because it spawns me in between two people shooting at each other a lot of times and many times in a row. But if I ignore all that shit, I like the fact that, it's hard to get first place, but that's just me. But anyway, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of the subject mentioned today and your experiences with the consoles of past gen and this gen. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.